Hey, hey, beloveds. Happy Wednesday. So I'm tuning in to just turn on, check in, and see how everybody's doing. I know energy is high, and so many things are high right now. And I mean high in the sense of heightened energy. And so I don't mean high in any other way except this heightened energy. And so I just wanted to pop on because I've got a few things to say and a few things I wanted to share. And over on in Facebook land, there's lots of talk and all kinds of things. And I haven't been following all day long or all night long, but when I do go and look and see what is happening in the United States and everything like that, it is definitely teaching us all something. We're all learning something. And one of the things that it taught me, or is teaching me as I'm going through it right now, as many of us are truly who are our friends, what do they stand for? I'm in a very supportive and loving community and of women entrepreneurs. And there was this talk about looking at people who are friends with the, I don't even know what to say, the 45th, okay? So they're friends with the 45th, and I found this list of all these friends. It was like pages and pages, and I was like, wait a minute. Do these people follow his page, or are they supporters? And so I'm at this place now where I have to decide, are these, is this something that I want to continue? Is this a relationship I want to continue to foster or even be friends with online in online space or not? Because I know where I stand, and I do not stand for anything that is not in alignment with the people, especially my brown and black people. And so I have friends on this list. I actually took a screenshot because I was going through each of the names and I was just like, wow. And it's not about judgment, but if I'm protecting my peace, which I always talk about, that means that peace also comes in all of my relationships. That's just like saying someone who I know is a known thief, and that is something that I don't stand for, and they're my best friend. That is out of alignment with me, right? And of course this happens to us and we learn so much, and so this is actually teaching me something so powerful, and I think this is an opportunity that we're all having an experience. It's teaching us what we truly stand for and those who stand with us. And I don't want to use the word against, but those who don't stand with us, you know what I'm saying? And if you have people like that in your life that don't stand for the same values and morals that you have, what do we do? What do we do? Do I just go through my list and unfriend all these people, or do I go to them individually? And so, so I just wanted to share a little bit of that, because I'm sure many of us are going through that, where we've got people who we know are our friends that support something outside of what we support. Now, I'm not saying that we can't have friends who have all different types of viewpoints and values and morals. However, if you're a friend with someone, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? So I just wanted to share that, as well as I just got my beautiful new bouquet today. So let's get into it now. Something else, I had to dance it out for a little bit because I was actually getting really emotional. I didn't even realize how emotional I was feeling about this, but this is really important. And anybody who says that this is not important is, again, I need to check your alignment. I need to check and see if you're in alignment with me. So how are you guys out there? And let me apologize. How is everyone? I don't like to just say the word guys. How is everyone coping, managing? And I don't want to say coping either. I want to say managing. How are you managing your energy? How are you managing what's happening out there in the world? How are you keeping your peace? How are you protecting your peace? So I just got my flowers. You could see I've got a beautiful eucalyptus and some greenery. So I'm just going to keep listening to Beyonce and Sounds of Blackness, be optimistic. I'm going to keep listening to the songs that uplift and shift my energy and my light. And so how about you? What are you doing today? I always like to share a little tip. If you get petals that are, if you get petals from your flowers, I always like to keep them. So this is my little poopery here. I keep it right here on my kitchen altar. So these are flowers that I've are obviously used. I put a little salt in here. There's eucalyptus in here. You could see, I don't know if you could see all that, but it's like my potpourri. And then I use this to dress my candles. I use this to, if I need to add any extra energy somewhere, because it's sitting here with all of my candles and all my, prayer stuff. So that's just a little tip for you. Side note. So, beloveds, so how is everyone doing now? We've got Mercury is direct. That feels so fantastic. And we are in a season of change. This is an 11 month. Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you so much. This is an 11 month November. So this is a master number month. And so we're going to learn self-mastery. We're definitely learning self-mastery. Who is feeling the energy of the self-mastery? And so I want to share a little bit more insight with you. And so about today's vibes and how I'm staying lifted and shifted. And one of the other ways is how I am always connecting, which is why I always like to show you my altar, connecting to my ancestors and the Orishas. And so today is the day of Oya. And other traditions, many different traditions, have many different days. However, I have been following the days that I read in Jambalaya. So that's where I get my days from. So if you're in the different Pantheon or the LOAs or the Loas, if you're in that, they have different days. This I know. So I'm not claiming to be the expert. What I am letting you know is I like to believe, and I study and support and pray with Oya all day today on Wednesdays. And so that's why you'll always see me wearing some representation of purple on Wednesday, because I dress, honestly, I really do try to dress in the colors of the Orisha for the day. And why do I do that? Because that's empowering to me. That allows me to also be in a state of honoring my ancestors and Orishas all the time by being intentional about the way I dress and connecting with them in such a way. Hey, beloved, my beloved daughter is on. And so, being intentional is everything. And that's why I wanted to share that with you. And so intention is truly like energy. It's everything, because intention starts with the energy. And so we can even use that for what I was just talking about, what's happening in this political arena. There is, and it's creating such divisions between people and families and friends. And I'm not trying to create a division. What I'm trying to do is be real. And because these are things that do affect us, that affect us all. And so it's important for us to, see what are we about? What are we about? What do we stand for? And that goes for even here in Instagram. I know I probably have friends here who are Republicans who, also, and again, this isn't in judgment. Look at this, it's bent, but it's actually grew that way. So it's not actually bent. It's just grown that way. This does feel like giving birth. We are definitely going through, well, the United States, not we, the United States is going through a dark night of the soul. And so, a dark night means that there is also a light at the end of the tunnel. So let's stay focused on that, beloved. So no matter how dark it is or what we think it is, and this might be a long birth process. I know some mothers who were in birth or in labor for a few hours. I know I was in labor for quite a few hours. I don't even remember now because Miana is grown, but I don't remember the hours, but I know it was a long time. And so perhaps this is a longer birth experience. And so I would really like to hear and see how everyone is doing. How are you feeling? And let's now just keep each other shifted and lifted. And so let me get back into my ancestral conversation. And so, I was talking about Oya. And so Oya is, she is about transformation and change. And she, like Kali, likes to, break things down before things get built up, very much like the phoenix. And so I'm going to imagine a phoenix experience is what is happening here. These are today's beautiful flowers. So I just love to always share and trim and talk and connect to this amazing nature energy and this beauty. And I probably don't tell you guys, or tell you this, beloveds. I'm really watching my language, as you can see. I use rose for everything. I use rose water spray. I use rose hip oil on my eyes and all over my skin at night. I use rose body scrub. Rose is such a beautiful energy and feminine for women. And this is why I actually am showing this to you too, because as I was saying, and then I got distracted, that 11 is a master number, but it also is a feminine number. And so we've got this divine, powerful feminine energy the whole month of November. And so what are you going to do with it? Now that we are just in waiting mode, we've got to get back to our own reality and decide how and what and where we're going to do to move forward, not just for the rest of this month, but in through the rest of this 2020. What a year. I know I have learned more about myself, more about the world, more about life this year. I've had loss, I've had gains, I've had, so many things this year, but nothing has ever compared to the things that we're experiencing in these last 6 months, in truth. And so before we move forward, what are your intentions for November? Have you set intentions? Because when we are intentional, like I said, intention is everything, just like energy. And so my intention, a few of them, is all about growth and expansion, not just, about finances or, stuff on the outside. Oh no, this is about growth. My screen time went off there. My screen time went off there, and my daughter, Miana Melendez, if you don't know, follow her. She's in the house with me today. So, our intentions. And so I was talking about growth and expansion, and how I relate that with Oya is because to expand, you've got to go through something. And I always liken this to a butterfly. A butterfly goes through, and Miana has a pet butterfly at her place that I see she's been nurturing. And so the butterfly goes from that experience of a caterpillar, then it goes into this cocoon and it turns into mush. Did you guys know that? It breaks its body completely down, turns into mush. Then somehow, Goddess made it beautiful. She made it come back to life in this, after spending this time in a cocoon. And so let's be in our cocoon. Let's be in our own cocoons and vibrate that intentional energy out into the world. And so I am going to be in my cocoon, arranging my flowers and just staying prayed up, listening to my jams, having my dance parties. And I invite you to do the same, because when we keep a high vibe, it makes it easier for our intuition, and it makes it easier for our ancestors. And so go have a dance party, dance it out, relax, don't drink too much. I talked about this yesterday too. I see so many people are turning to alcohol as a way to release their anxiety, and that's not the way. It actually makes it worse. And so we've got to look for other ways to manage our stress and things like that. So how are you being intentional? How are you managing? And how are you ready to expand? So I leave you with that. I know I was a little bit all over the place today, but I wanted to just share some love and light and some insight. So yes, quit eating meat. Absolutely. It helps so much. Meat lowers the vibration. It stays in your system for over 5 to 6 days. To digest, it actually rots in your stomach before it passes through your system. And so, and again, this isn't in judgment. This is fact. This is truth. And so, Miana, please enjoy Eat Your Chakras guide. Miana is our household foodie. So dairy, same. Same. Keeping a high vibe, especially with your intention, with your intuition. It is so good to eat clean and to eat clear, because when you do that, it really does allow you to access even more. So looks like I've got to get going. The cats are talking, the things are going on. My screen time is about to go off. And so just thank you. Just thank you. Just thank you. Just thank you. And so before we go, I always like to pray. And we need it today. So just take a moment right where you are to pause, to take a breath, to remember the truth of who you are, to remember who you are, to remember that we are all divine beings of light, regardless of what our body looks like or skin tone or hair type or any of that. We are all divine beings of light. And so because I know this for myself and everybody watching or listening to the replay, I know that this is the truth for every man, woman, and child, every tree and every sea, every animal and every insect. This is for every spirit that takes its first breath and every spirit that takes its last. How grateful I am to be here breathing, loving, healing, growing, expanding with each and every one of you. For this and so much more, I am grateful. So I let it be. I let go, and I absolutely know within my bones that what is meant for us is happening to heal us forward. Regardless of the outcome, I know that we are strong and that our ancestors planted the seeds of our greatness within us for this moment. And so I am grateful to be alive. I am grateful to be in this time-changing, historical, epic experience called life. It feels good to let it be. And so it is. Ashe, amen. Blessed be as above and so below. Thank you so much for joining me, beloveds. I send you so much love and light. And join me tomorrow. I've got a very special announcement, and I can't wait. I just want to let things pass by. And I also wanted to tell you, have you been noticing more things are coming to light? Things that you didn't know about people are coming to light. This last full moon brought some new things. I've seen people that I follow who are not who they say they are. I've had just so many revelations that when you bring things to the light gets shown. So keep bringing it to the light, beloveds. I send you so much love and light. Until next time, peace and blessings.